And where's Rob? Is Rob with Alan?
Rob's with Alan.
Yeah, we'll do. I'm just gonna grab my thing.
Thank you.
You have our masks, right?
Hey, I suggest you just walk into the door.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what they did. So I.
Yeah, but you don't.
They don't.
You see him pushing them back this way now?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're running.
This is really going to mess up my hair if I have to put it on.
All right, now you're holding on to it.
Screw up the Botox.
Watch the cars, guys.
Hey, yes, I can hear you. Did you have me? Copy.
You know if you want the stick, but you're on the live right now.
Great. It should be okay on the log. Yep, I can hear you. Hey,
Do you
Alan.
mind looking again at the signal?
Hey, Alan. Would you be willing to walk with me down the line?
Walk behind him.
Walk, just like you can walk going forwards, but just follow me down. Basically, like down.
Sorry,
the
he was
line.
talking to signal.
Just walk with me down the line of police and then down that line of police. I just want to show her
Yeah, we
how
can try.
many fucking cars. Yeah, they might tell us to stop.
Yeah, they might. Yeah. But I will try.
But let's try it.
Yeah. Who's your captain friend or something?
Captain Peters, he's.
That's okay. I mean, you can't. We'll just.
I don't see him.
Try it. I think they just don't want to give up that street.
Yeah, exactly.
We probably could probably walk right in the middle of the street, unless they start going like left and right.
They're walking essentially parallel to where I am. They're walking on the street 1 block away, walking parallel to the other side of this building. Now, I could go over there, but not at this moment. I can't because I can't. I have to go through that. I have to get through that body. They walk on the east corner right here.
Literally everyone on this side of the street is press. Literally everyone
Yeah.
here is press.
I'm right behind you. Sorry. You okay? So we've lost that walk across.
Yeah.
But we still have this.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And I can see that. So
Yep.
you want to go? We could walk to that corner and get that if you want to still do that kind of.
Let's do that.
So I'm going to get ahead of you here and.
Wait, Alan, sorry, just so I understand, what do you think we walk from there to here?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think that's
cool.
your only. I mean, you
All
can't
right,
go.
great.
I mean, you're going to run into the media there.
Wait. We're walking from here to there or from there to here?
I'll go either way. I
Okay.
Do the crosswalk as long as you don't push past the line.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they gave up that flank, but they did.
They have the freeway exit closed off too over there.
Reggie, they're confusing their own officers. So Reggie, obviously they think somebody's coming from behind you. I think. So let me know.
We got a bunch of cops at the bottom.
Oh, they do? Oh, good. Okay. Well, they confuse me. Yeah. Well, what are they? They're 3D.
I was thinking 4 in some places.
Yeah.
I was just asking myself the exact same question.
That's. How'd you read my mind? Well, safe zone is there.
Safe zone is where we are.
Well, no. If they break through the line.
If you with me, then you safe.
Yes, that's
The safe zone's wherever Reggie is.
Right.
Wait, you're saying you're Air Force One?
Yes, I got you. Great.
They find that soundbite?
Huh?
Did they find your soundbite?
Yeah, that's going to be for the second question, maybe.
I get off of work, I can't sit it, but while I'm here, you good.
Can we start like over here so we have the whole line to walk, basically, like in front of these guys?
Like go this way, like 5 steps.
Oh,
We're gonna go live right here.
Oh, sorry.
Like 2 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Great.
We'll
Sorry.
be the left.
90 seconds. Sorry, I didn't have that.
No.
But you're walking, right?
My bad.
We're gonna walk. You're gonna walk, right? All right, wherever you go,
We're going
we'll
sorry.
avoid each other.
Oh no, this is fine. If for some reason you guys get kicked out, we'll work together.
Well, we know what to say. Arrest Channel 5. Hey, man, I salute you.
It's like a master saving.
Practice.
We're just gonna walk over there.
We are?
Yeah,
Okay.
When the hit starts.
Well, the best thing you'll get is somebody yelling, "Get back," on live TV. That's fine with me. I like that. Oh, good. I think some senior
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. Let's just walk past them.
Yeah.
I just want there to be a little bit of movement. I can explain,
Yep.
sort of set up what happened, and like I want to be kind of in there with them, not obviously.
Yeah, they keep.
I'll just get
blocking
close.
us.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Just trying to anticipate.
Yep, they're boxes.
Is that a tambourine? They're gone. The only person behind you is his shadow. That's Gotti.
presencia policiales, estamos helicópteros y vemos aquí bastante movimiento para dispersar sobre todo por inseguridad.
We're next.
Are we going to walk or? Yes. Okay. We're going to try to walk to the guy with the Dodgers hat. Clean walk, clean.
I'm gonna walk over there when the hit starts. Yeah, Hallie, so look, walk with me first. I want to show you. The intersection where I am right now is where, when I talked to you about an hour ago, there was a group of protesters, small, like less than 100 large group of protesters, and a group of clergy who were not just telling people not to throw things at the cops, but in some instances actually physically getting in between them and the cops. In the time since I last spoke to you, this quite large group of LAPD riot officers managed to successfully clear this intersection. And I have to say, this is significant, Hallie, without firing a single rubber round, without firing a single tear gas canister, without firing a single pepper ball, which is very different from what we saw yesterday. Now, I think what accounts for that, Hallie, is just the sheer scale, the number of officers that they have. Pretty quickly, the scales tipped so that officers well outnumbered protesters. They issued a lawful order to disperse. A number of protesters, the more peaceful protesters, voluntarily left. Those who were left behind were, again, significantly outnumbered by police. Here's what I'm thinking about watching this happen, Hallie, because it's not just about what's happening on the ground, it's also about the politics of what's happening. This right now is a massively high-stakes moment for Karen Bass and for Jim McDonnell and for the LAPD, because they are in a position where there is a spotlight on them to prove that they themselves, with the forces that they have available, can keep this city and this downtown under control without the need for either National Guard troops or, much less, active duty Marines. Again, this is one intersection of many intersections. Where Gotti is, that you were just talking to, there's a lot more people here. But just based on what they did here, the sheer number of people that they're deploying. I mean, look behind me. Look at the number of motorcycles. I don't know, Alan, if you can show her the number of patrol cars, squad cars that are lined up behind me. This is, a show of force does not do justice to the scale of what we're seeing. The captain here is telling us to move off the street because they're about to reopen traffic on this, pretty busy intersection, Commercial in Aliso downtown. Look, they're doing everything that they can to nip anything in the bud, any kind of movement of protesters coming anywhere close to federal property in downtown Los Angeles. They're trying to prevent it from getting even close to happening because, again, the eyes of the nation and to some extent the eyes of the world are on them, on the LAPD, on Mayor Karen Bass, on Chief Jim McDonnell, and on Governor Gavin Newsom. Their political challenge at this point is basically proving to Donald Trump that there is no need for Marines. And whether the same thing that happened at this intersection happens at other intersections downtown, we'll have to see that. Hallie? Look, based on what I saw yesterday, it spilled away from the federal building downtown, mainly because LAPD pushed people away from the federal building downtown. And that's where a lot of the real unrest happened, right? People setting cars on fire, throwing things at cops' cars. It happened really away from these buildings because that's where LAPD, with these crowd control measures, pushed people. As far as the school graduations, yes, the LA superintendent, gave a press conference today talking about just pointing out the sheer number of undocumented students in the LA Unified School District, and not just undocumented students, but U.S. citizen students who have undocumented parents. It's one of the clearest illustrations you could ask for the sheer scale of the undocumented community in LA and how embedded, how connected they are with LA. LA is, I think, the sort of immigrant nature of the United States is nowhere more evident than in Los Angeles, and that is evident in the schools. There have been some reports of ICE activity near some schools, but honestly, Hallie, my experience with this is that those reports kind of bubble up on social media. They often turn out to not be true. I cannot confirm that there has been any kind of widespread ICE activity in the LA area. Really, most of the focus has been on these federal properties and on these kind of evolving showdowns between law enforcement and protesters, Hallie.
Sure, okay? Businessman, speak truth, okay? Just be honest. Just be honest.
Yep, you got it.
So they're opening the road. That's why we backed up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Stay hot for this. Okay, I'm still dialed. You're still dialed.
Yeah.
Let's see where you go.
Captain. I know.
So you guys opening this up? Copy.
We're going to keep this closed off.
Okay,
but
got
we're
it.
going to open up traffic on commercial.
On commercial.
You guys
Got
are
it.
welcome to stay, Adam. You guys can stay as long as you want.
Thank you. Appreciate all the help.
Yeah, we'll have. You know, in the past we've not been so good about it, but we realize you guys are not our enemies. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was on it when you were like, we're hoping people leave. I was like, I don't know about that, but then they left.
Well, so there were two groups.
Yeah.
And there almost always are.
Yep.
There was a peaceful group
Yep.
that wanted to protest, legitimately protest something they see as an injustice.
Yep.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Right. That's part of my job. Is
Yep.
make sure they can do that.
Yep.
And I had a conversation with a couple of their leaders,
Yeah.
and we came to an agreement.
Yeah.
I'm not going to move your crowd as long as you are polite and continue.
Just going back to the number one. We're just going back to that.
Okay, great.
As long as you're polite and you're cooperative and you comply with what we're asking you to do to maintain safety. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to move you out of the street.
Yeah.
And they were good with that. But we asked them to police a couple of people that were getting out of hand, and they did.
Rabble rousing.
They did.
Yeah.
And then when those people became uncooperative enough that they could no longer police the crowd, you notice the clergy left.
Yeah, I did. I did see that. Yeah. Yeah, I did see that.
Because they recognize, here's the thing, they may not agree with us, they may not even like us, but they recognize the truth of, we're not going to hurt them, right? We don't want, frankly, I don't want to hurt anybody. I'd rather be at home watching TV. but,
Yeah.
once it comes time to leave, it's time to leave.
Yep, no question. So can you tell me about what's going on around here? I mean, I saw there was a pretty big crowd up on
So there was a big
Los Angeles.
There was a big gathering, a rally.
Yep,
I
at Grand
think
Park, yeah.
I think that's just left over from that.
Okay, so they were just moving out. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like you guys have this whole area pretty much locked down.
We're doing our best.
I just feel like it's going to be hard for people to do anything like what they were doing yesterday.
We're trying to prevent it.
Yeah.
I hesitate to be too optimistic, just because,
You never know.
Yeah.
I'll leave you to it, Captain.
That's all right. We're good.
This is just someone who...
She didn't know.
She's just wandered in. She doesn't look happy about it either.
There we go. That's what I was asking. These guys are really good at it.
Do you know how many...
About that.
yeah.
Talking about the phone and it.
How many... Can you give me a sense of the scale of this? Like how many PD are deployed downtown right now?
I have no idea, brother.
Yeah.
I know that for LAPD, we're probably somewhere in the 600 to 800 range right now.
Yeah.
For other agencies, I would put it at probably half that.
Yeah.
So probably, and that's a guess. I don't have any numbers to back that up.
Yeah.
But I would say 1,200 total. I gotta get out of the sun before I get burnt.
Yeah, same.
Really nice to meet you.
Likewise, Captain. Thank you.